Alright class, this is a video that will explain the basics of a truth value and also talk a little bit about a complex statement. So when I look at a truth value here on dashboard that it's given me, what happens is this business over here on the left describes all the possible scenarios for the truth values for A and B. Here's the case where they're both true, the case where A is true and B is false, the case where A is false and B is true, and the case where they're both false. So these are all the possible combinations of true and false that could occur when I have two simple statements to deal with, A and B. Now when I look across the table, I'm going to notice that this is true, 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 false, false, true, false, true, false, 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 false. Now what I might recognize then is that these values are just plugged in automatically from what's set over here on the left, right? So this value here, it just mirrors what's going on over here for my A column. It's true, true, false, false. Just like we're over here on the left, it's true, true, false, false. Okay. And I'm going to have question marks at various points in the truth table. Those are the things that I don't know, that it's asking me to figure out and then fill in. The easiest ones here are the cases where I have a negation out in front of a simple statement, like here, 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 there. Okay. So what I'm going to do for each of my negation statements here that are just in front of a letter is just flip the truth value. That's what negation means. That the truth value is the opposite of what it is over here in this left-hand column. So here when it's true, the negation is false. False, true, true, false, true, false, true. Okay, so I'm doing that because I'm flipping the truth value of the thing that's negated. All right. Now what I'm going to do is work inside of my parentheses out. And it doesn't matter whether I choose this operator first or that operator first, because eventually I'm going to be getting to this stuff. I'm going to go ahead and work over here on the left first and work my way right. So now what I'm looking at is this value and this value to determine what the middle value should be. So this is a conditional that says it's true in every case except where the first part is true and the second part is false. So this is the one time it's false. Every other case it's going to be true. All right, so that's what it looks like for this. All right, so now I'm done. That's what that value is. And I got it by comparing this to this. Don't make the mistake and compare it to B, because if this is negated, I really need to be comparing it to these values. Okay. Now I'm going to go over here and do this because I really actually have to say this middle stuff for the last because it's not in parentheses. So now I'm going to look at this value and this value to determine the OR value. Again, don't make the mistake of looking at just A or just B. You need to look at the negated values. So here it's false, true, 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 because a disjunction is false only when both parts are false and it's true in every other case, which is what I have here. Both false, it's false. Every other case there's at least one true, so it's true. All right. So there's one last step I need to do before I look at the conjunction, which is negate everything. Because this negation is on the outside of this entire disjunctive claim, it's going to flip the disjunction value. I'm going to negate everything on the inside as the final disjunction. So here this becomes true. Because that's false, it becomes true. This is false, false, false. Right? And this is what I'm negating. I'm negating this part. Don't just distribute this like it's a negative where this becomes A by itself and this becomes B by itself. That will get you into trouble at points. So do the inside parts first and then flip the final operator value for the inside when you get to this negation. So now that's what I've got. And now what I'm going to compare, because this is a conjunction of two parts, I'm going to compare this line to this line, because this is the value for the entire claim nested within this conjunction. So this is false, true. That means it's false, 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 false. All right, so there's no case where these were both true at the same time. And so this entire claim is necessarily false, it looks like. So it's not the case that it can be both if A then not B, and if not, and not either not A or not B. So I'm going to click submit, and that's correct.